Hey everyone, it's Jason. Welcome back to another series of Zombicide unboxing videos for classic or the original Zombicide. These are the special guest boxes. So for each one, we're going to go through them separately as different videos. Just so if you only want to look at one, you can just pick out which one you want to look at. But each one typically has two new survivors created specifically or designed by one of these other artists. We have another one there as well. There's the John Kovlak has a little bit different, but then each one also contains the regular version and a Zombicide version. Now, some of these are just original cool survivors. Some of them are ones that kind of fit or theme maybe into other worlds that they've created. So they're very neat. So the common thing we'll get in all of them is we'll get our two oversized survivor ID cards. And then the back side will have the Zombvivor versions. So these are the classic ones. If you want to play 2.0, they do have the reboot pack, which does have the little tiny brand new cards, which some of these guys do have minor changes on those. I'm not going to go over them in this video. If that's something you'd like to see, I went through that pack in a previous video. You can always go look up that if you want to see those individual cards. But if you ever want to see a comparison, I can possibly do it, but I'm not going to go through each one of these because it's just a lot of extra work. For mostly the part being, they dropped abilities that don't exist in 2.0 anymore. And I'll try and mention that. I'm just not going to pull up the other cards. The other thing you're going to get in the pack is you're also going to get 2 extra clips. Of course, these were to keep track of your adrenaline levels throughout the game. So you get those in each one. And if you're not familiar with what Zombvivor versions are, it's a special mode that for classic versions, so like for this, for example, we'll get 2 versions of this miniature. One's a regular and one's a zombie version. And then once your survivor dies, you can flip over their card. You can play as a zombie version of their character. Reselecting their abilities. They have slightly different abilities. They have more health. They have up to 5 health instead of the 2 or 3 that you start with. So they're a little bit more durable. Or you can always opt to just start with them. So that's the basis I just wanted to go over for each video will be that way. Then we'll go ahead and hop into these one at a time. And I'll have the link for the description for each one in the videos for all one. So if you've watched one, you want to jump to the other one quickly, you can do that. Alright, let's get started. Alright, our guest box for this one is Karl Kopinski. So here we have a very interesting drawing of him versus a photo picture. That's kind of cool. We have Angry Mary, who says, "Don't call me angry." Yeah, very survivalist character. Fits in very well. She's little story there. And then Red Cap Bang. I think Red Cap, besides back has a red cap on, does lead to some of the other artwork and other stuff he's done. I think it was also Red Cap stuff, but yeah, Cold War survivor, so kind of cool. Like, yeah, it's a very, very survivalist character. You can definitely see them being part of the Zombicide world. So let's go ahead and take a look at them. So there's Angry Mary's card. Take a look at her miniature here. Dark blue might be a little bit hard to see there, but yeah, she's wielding it's like AK, some sort of automatic gun, little pistol, got a little bandana on. Definitely like she's one of the more like survivalist ready characters. Then if we look at her zombified version, Zombvivor, just kind of more of that like zoned out look. Dropped her one weapon. So look at her picture for that one. So I like looking at the pictures to really help sell the miniature. Yeah, just sort of like artwork, of course, definitely looks 10,000 times better than the miniatures because you can put so much more detail into them. Alright, what does she have? She starts with Reaper Range. Ooh, that's fun. So Reaper is, of course, means whenever you assign hits resolving a range action, Whenever you kill a zombie of a type, you get to kill an additional free one of that type. So if you take out a bunch of walkers, you get one free extra walker. If you take out a brute, you get an extra free brute. So it's a very cool thing to start with because you can help eliminate the big hordes right off the bat when you get swarmed too quickly. In orange, we have one free range action and Blitz. Blitz lets you, every time you kill the last zombie in a zone, you get one free move action to use. This works very well with Reaper, because again, if there's 4 zombies, you only have to actually take out 3 of them, you get one free one. And then with Blitz, now you can move right away. Once you get closer to taking out the next group, so that's very helpful. In red, we have +1 die for combat, or +1 free move action, or +1 dice roll for combat. So do you want a bonus to your dice, gives you better accuracy, an extra die so you have just more chances at hitting, or do you just want to be able to move around more? Maybe you don't think you need extra dice or extra bonus, so you have some good weapons, or you're far enough away from zombies where it's maybe you're close to zombies, so you just would rather get away. So it gives you a little bit of extra action on there, but she's definitely your ranged character. If we flip to her Zombvivor version, she keeps her Reaper range, but in yellow now she has one free ranged action instead of any action. She keeps Blitz, but she gains Zombie Link. So Zombie Link is anytime you draw a extra activation card for zombies, she gets an additional free turn before the zombies activate. This would be very good for a ranged character because they could all of a sudden finish taking out a bunch of guys that maybe they couldn't get to, or use their actions to escape if they weren't going to be able to escape. Maybe they left one room before them and they're like, oh, I didn't, I left one open hole for them to get to that to move towards you. Now you can move a little bit farther away. It gives you some good options there. In red, +1 die for combat or +1 dice roll for combat. So those stay the same, but also gains frenzy combat. So frenzy combat is going to be all weapons carry 1 extra die per wound the survivor suffers. +1 for each dual weapon as well. So this is very helpful for the Zombvivors because they have 5 health, so they have a little bit more health so they can take more damage. But as you take more damage, you're going to deal more dice. So although she's a ranged character, this could be very helpful if maybe you let her get close in range, take a hit or two before you back her up, and then she does extra damage extra die per every wound. So let her take like maybe 2 hits. She can afford it. And then she can do a bunch of extra damage right as she backs away. So that could be a very cool combo there. Alright, then we have Red Tap Bang. Carrying a big shotgun and a little hatchet. So let's get his miniature there. A full focus. There we go. So that's a little survivalist backpack. He's got a little knife there. He's got a gun in his pouch. Like, he's strapped, man. Like, we did not have to deal with back in old Russia. So there's a zombie version. Love that he's still carrying his weapons. Like, sometimes they drop them, but now he's just in more of a moving pose. It's not, I don't know if that's the best place to hold. His finger's still on the gun trigger. But yeah, I don't know if that's the best place to hold the axe. Maybe get some, like, good small chops in there, but you're not going to get as much of an arc with that. Although, what do I know? I don't really go around axing things a whole lot. Maybe I should axe someone. Okay, that's a terrible joke. Alright, he starts with Blitz, so he gets this extra movement after killing guys. So he's going to definitely want to get in and kill guys, get that free movement. And then orange, he has +1 die for melee or +1 roll die for range. So there's just some options. You want to, again, have the extra die for melee, so that way you can have more chances of doing damage, or do you want the +1, which gives you better accuracy at your ranged shots. In red, 1 free combat action, 1 free move action, or slippery. Slippery lets you ignore the number of zombies when you're trying to leave an area. So this could be very helpful if he's meleeing. He could get out without him just spending extra actions. So if there's 3 left over, he wouldn't have to worry about having 4 move actions. He could just leave at any time, use his last action as a run. Or he could run through a bunch of zombies, right? That's also an option there. But yeah, those has free combat, free moves. So it's kind of a little bit all over the place. There's a lot of movement with slippery, move action, and his blitz. But you kind of, yeah, in the middle, you want to do dot, melee guys, wherever you need him to be. Let's see what happens when he becomes a zombie. He keeps his blitz. He gets in yellow 1 free melee action. Then in orange, he has +1 die roll for range, or he has Bloodlust melee. So Bloodlust lets you spend an action to move up to 2 zones containing a zombie and then do a free action. So it combines 1 action point to give you a double move and an attack. But you have to move in a zone with a zombie. But he's going to perform some melee. Yeah, then if he kills one of them, he kills the last one, he gets blitz, and you can kind of get even a little bit closer. So it's going to just give him the ability to move across the board a lot quicker. In red, he has 1 free combat action, Rotten and Slippery. So Rotten is actually a neat ability as well. I don't remember if it's in 2.0 or not, but so Rotten says at the end of the turn, if the survivor is not taking a combat action, which is attack or melee, melee attack, which is melee or range, driving a car or a helicopter, not being a passenger though, which is kind of weird, is not producing a noise token, or you place a Rotten token next to his base. As long as he has this token, he is totally ignored by any and all types of zombies. Is not considered to be a noise token. The zombies do not attack him or even walk by him. He loses a token if he takes any combat or makes noise, which could include breaking down a door that makes noise, or activating something that makes a noise. But you still have to spend extra points to move out. So this is kind of a neat thing, is because you could potentially get him up and have him, if he's up and he's attacking a bunch of stuff, then in his turn, you might just decide, hey, I'm just going to not do anything for a turn. I'll maybe search for some items. Maybe I'll move around, but I won't attack anything, and then let a horde of zombies try and walk by you. I think they got rid of this in 2.0. I think they just made it into tough, which lets you ignore a point of damage. I might be wrong on what they changed it to, or swapped it out for. The only downside to Rotten, it's a really neat mechanic, because like zombies you just walk by you. But the thing is, if you're on one tile near zombies and you're with walkers, it's going to take, if they're in front of you, right, it's going to take 1 point for them to move onto your tile, and then another point to move past your tile. So that means you're basically not doing anything, like attacking for 2 turns. And I think that's why they got rid of it, because in this game, I think not attacking for 2 full turns when you have the option would be a really bad idea. It's a neat ability. Just the fact is you can't do anything in that meantime. The only time I can see it being there's times it could be very useful, like maybe you're in an alleyway, or down across the corner, so zombies could walk by you and they wouldn't see you. But again, if it's walkers, they're gonna move into a space where they look down the alley rack, and then the next time they're going to move through. Although that being said, if he got all the way around back to red mode, and you got Rotten and Slippery, then he could be invisible and he could run through all the zombies. He could just hide around a corner, go invisible for a turn essentially, then run through all the zombies because you have to pay the extra cost. So long as he doesn't attack them. So it could use a way for him to get through like a house without being stealthy. It would just spend a turn having to set it up. It'd almost be more interesting if it was like spend like 2 action points, or spend, maybe if it's like 3, like you get 4 by the end, plus you might get some extra free ones. Maybe spend like 2 action points or something to do it. I'm not sure. But it's definitely a neat idea. So yeah, we have him, he's kind of all moving around, and then we get Mary, who's going to be all about doing ranged attacks. So they're kind of an interesting group. Because she'll sit back there and attack, and he can kind of be moving in, maybe he can run in, get some early kills. Or while she's drawing fire from a distance, maybe the idea is he can then be sneaking and getting objectives. Yeah, kind of a different combination. They don't necessarily support each other like 100%, but you can definitely see where they could have some interesting advantages depending on who maybe your 2 or 3 other survivors are. Alright, so that's Karl Kopinski's box. Alright, see you guys in the next video. Bye.